All right, so the internet is going crazy again after Matt Walsh drops an hour-long video debunking Candace Owens. That's beautiful. This is what I've been waiting for. Somebody to come to the table and say, "Hey, I don't like what Candace is doing. Matter of fact, what you said, Candace, is wrong. Here's the proof." Right? That's what debunking is. Here's the proof. All your conspiracy theories, let's put them to bed because here are the facts. Right? Unfortunately, that didn't happen. In this entire hour that I just wasted my time listening to Matt Walsh debunking Candace Owens, which never happened in the entire hour. So I was highly disappointed. And we're going to go through it today. I'm not going to watch the entire video. I'm going to talk about bits and pieces. I have a couple timestamps pulled up, but I was highly disappointed because I always am, you know, I am open to hearing the opposition. I'm open to hearing what the other side thinks. You know, oh, this is not true. Here's that. I'm open to it. So when I seen this video drop, I definitely was like, you know what? Let me put on my unbiased lens and see what he has to say. Hopefully he brings facts to the table because that's what they've been accusing Candace of, right? Baseless arguments, baseless conspiracy theories. She never has facts when she literally has proven and shown receipts, facts, proof, all of that many times. But they continue to say the same thing, though, the same talking points. She doesn't provide any facts. So when he comes out with a debunking video, I'm expecting him to not be a Candace Owens, right? According to their standards, they're going to come to the table with logic and facts. Well, not logic, but facts and proof, right? So I'm highly disappointed that he literally did exactly what he accuses or what they accuse Candace Owens of doing when she doesn't even do it. So let's go ahead and get straight to it. I saved you guys all the time in the world. You don't have to watch the whole thing. We can watch some of the clips together, but don't even worry about watching the whole thing. It was pointless. But before I get to it, make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate all the support. I believe we got monetized today. I think so. I haven't seen the application yet. I had to submit, application and all that. But the fact that I was allowed to submit an application says that it's time. So I appreciate y'all's support for sure, 100%. It keeps me going. Excited for this journey on YouTube. I haven't been on YouTube in 5 years, so I'm excited. So I appreciate y'all again. But yeah, let's hop right into it because this was very, very, very disappointing to see from Matt Walsh. I just thought again from what they accused Candace of doing, of the baseless, I guarantee he already said it in this. So I go ahead and spoil that. He's gonna say baseless conspiracy theories. Okay, so where's the proof that she's wrong? There is no proof. Their source, trust me, bro. That's it. When Candace that's never been her source. Her source is always like, this is this person. She works at Turning Point. He or she works at Turning Point. This person used to work with. It's like that. And they don't even believe that. Their excuse is, oh, that's not verifiable, though. Can't prove if that person's a real person. That's their argument. It's always something. But let's just get right into it. And I want to start off by listening to what he compares Charlie Kirk's murder to, and also what he compares the Erica Kirk grieving situation to. Go ahead and take it away, Matt.
That would be the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Just like Sandy Hook, Charlie Kirk assassination has become the subject of wild and baseless conspiracy theories. And just like Sandy Hook, one of the living victims of this tragedy, in this case, Erica Kirk, has become, for no good reason, a target. She's been demonized and defamed, and on the exact same basis. The Internet Peanut Gallery has decided that she smiles at inappropriate times. She rubs them the wrong way. They don't like her vibes. And for that reason, she must be the villain of the story rather than the victim.
To be honest, sometimes I actually have no idea what's going on until I open.
Chill on the ads. Look, that might be my next thing. Now that I'm monetized on YouTube, maybe I'll invest a little bit in some YouTube Premium. Okay, I know. I can't. You know what I mean? I'm holding out. Y'all supporting, I gotta reinvest that money into YouTube Premium. I promise I will get to it. Okay, leave me alone.
Is like victim. Now we're finding out that the internet is like the Matrix. It allows you to construct whatever reality you want for yourself. That's how the trans craze took hold. That's every weird subreddit full of bizarre perverts living out their fetishes in the company of other perverts who share the same interests. And it's what conspiracy theorists do. They marinate in a selectively curated assortment of facts that stitch together whatever story they're telling themselves. The earth is flat, Sandy Hook was staged, Erica Kirk conspired with a half dozen foreign intelligence agencies to murder her husband and frame a gay furry, etc.
You see how he just threw that in there as if it's the craziest thing ever that Erica Kirk could be a part of a cover-up. The earth is flat. What was the other one?
And this time around, to murder her husband and was staged, stitch together whatever story they're telling themselves. The earth is flat, Sandy Hook was staged, Erica.
The earth is flat, Sandy Hook was staged. Erica Kirk is part of a cover-up. Are you serious, Matt? as if no husband or wife has ever been charged with a crime for something they did to their spouse. That's never happened before. Never. This is bizarre that people are thinking that Erica Kirk is acting strange. Bizarre. It's never happened. A wife or husband has never betrayed their partner. I'm gonna say betrayed.
Kirk conspired with a half dozen foreign intelligence agencies to murder her husband and frame a gay furry, etc.
Mind you, nobody has gotten to that point, right? I'm sure he might have taken the extreme conspiracy out there, but nobody has really said Erica is directly working with foreign intelligence. We don't know. We're just saying she is acting very strange. She is for sure, I'm gonna say alleged just to protect myself. She is for sure acting like she's a part of the cover-up, allegedly. And then on top of that, there are things coming out that could possibly prove that she had prior knowledge. We don't know, but the accusations and allegations around her, it's looking like it, and nobody seemed to come forward and prove those allegations wrong or accusations wrong at all. So we're left to think it's a possibility. But I guess for Matt, Earth is flat. Erica Kirk could be part of a cover-up. These people are crazy.
And this time around, the chief media personality promoting the alternative version of events is, of course, Candace Owens. Now, as you may remember, a couple of months ago, I laid out the reasons why, contrary to claims by Candace, it's clear that Tyler Robinson killed Charlie Kirk.
That's how you know he got paid. I heard this is 6 minutes into the video, and this is the exact second when I knew he was paid. Because what clear evidence points to Tyler Robinson? Unless, has Erica told you something? If so, he would have said that. What clear evidence points to Tyler Robinson? Because if you have the same evidence I have, and whatever else we have around this case, it doesn't make sense. That's it. We're just saying, one, it doesn't make sense. Two, it's more than Tyler Robinson. But for Matt Walsh, it's clear cut. Again, like they like to say, open and shut case. This is when I know he was paid. This exact second I knew, yeah, it's over with. He paid.
To the extent there was any evidence of a potential conspiracy, it involved the several trans activists who posted messages online that appeared to indicate, at a minimum, that they may have had advanced knowledge of the assassination plot. And of course, there were the strange text messages between Robinson and his roommate, in which
Now, I want y'all to realize what he just said.
Robinson stated that his roommate.
Let's go back, just so anybody that missed it.
And of course, there were the minimum several trans activists who posted messages online that appeared to indicate, at a minimum, that they may have had advanced knowledge of the assassination plot. And so
what makes him believe that so quickly? What makes him believe, oh, there were trans activists, messaging each other? And at the minimum, it could mean that they have prior knowledge to what was about to transpire. Okay, so what about the messages Charlie Kirk sent out the day before he died, saying that he felt like he was gonna die? You not taking that serious? And don't try to link it to Tyler Robinson 4 hours away. Charlie Kirk just had an epiphany. Don't try to link it to that. But I just want to know, why did he take that so serious? These trans activists messaging each other. Why did he take that serious? But not all the text messages that Charlie and the donors and the messages he sent out the night before. Why doesn't he take that serious? Because if he reads those messages, then it would kind of imply that it's more than Tyler Robinson. Charlie Kirk was known in the messages to be stressed out from his donors. He was stressed out by his donors. He said he was leaving the pro-Israel cause. He said, I will not allow them to bully me anymore. Then he sent messages out saying they're going to kill me. Matt not talking about those, but he's doing the same thing Erica did when she tried to control the narrative when we didn't know what was sent to Dan Flood. We knew what was sent to Andrew Covid, right? We had that, but we didn't know what was sent to Dan Flood, but we knew Dan Flood also received a message saying that Charlie Kirk felt like he was going to die. But when we didn't have what the exact message said, Erica came out and said, well, he didn't say they, because he said they were going to kill him. He didn't say they. He said the left was going to kill him. The left, to make it a political war and get the attention off of who they is. That's what Matt is doing. The first. That's exactly what the original narrative was with the FBI. Tyler Robinson and his furry lover. I seen the picture of Lance Twiggs the other day, bro. The man is not gay. The man is not transitioning, none of that. But this is exactly what he wanted. That's why he's focusing on so hard and trying to make this trans thing. He just pissed off a tranny. No, he didn't, bro. Cut the BS, Matt.
Of course, there were the strange text messages between Robinson and his roommate, in which Robinson stated that his roommate had seen him engraving bullets.
What about the strange text messages that Charlie was sending out, and the strange text messages that he was receiving from donors saying, God is going to take his hand off you. If you keep on playing, God is going to take his... What about those messages? No? You don't care about that, Matt? Erica, you don't care either? Okay.
But there was no evidence whatsoever to suggest that Charlie Kirk's associates, or Erica Kirk, or Turning Point USA, or the French government, or the Israeli government, Charlie Kirk's engraving bullets. But there was no evidence whatsoever to suggest that Charlie Kirk's associates, or Erica Kirk, or Turning Point USA, or the French government, or the Israeli government, or the U.S. military had anything to do with Charlie's murder.
I'm not gonna lie. It was hard to get through this. Again, I watched it for y'all. So we get to now we just get to chill and dissect everything together. But I watched this interview and it really was pissing me off because I tried my best to listen to this as with an unbiased lens. But when he said that, there's absolutely no evidence. Just because you say there's no evidence, don't make it true. The fact that there are messages out there that make you wonder, that's it. Just make you wonder and question. Why was his donors so upset and pressed over Charlie Kirk? Why were they sending threatening messages? Why did Charlie send out that message saying that he felt like they were going to kill him? Why did that come right after he said, I'm sick of these donors. I'm leaving. They leave me no choice but to leave the pro-Israel cause. Matt, we not stupid, bro. These are context clues. One text says they leave me no choice but to they leave me no choice but to abandon the pro-Israel cause. And then the next day, or timeline wise, very close though, right after that, it's they're going to kill me. Oh yeah, I forgot. It's the trans though. The transgenders, they're gonna kill him. That's what Charlie was talking about. Of course.
For months, Candace has stated otherwise. In October, she wrote this message on X, quote, "With all we've crowdsourced, it looks like it."
Don't even worry about that. I thought that he was going to be able to just pull up what Candace says and then debunk what she says. That's not happening at all. He uses 30 minutes of this video showing Candace's content. Candace, I hope you get this man a copyright strike because he ain't debunked not a single thing, just showing your content. Now he goes into Mitch Snow. And everybody, look, don't judge. I told y'all about that. He goes into Mitch Snow. Now, with Mitch Snow, we all know how that story went. I talked to Mitch myself. We had a great conversation. And for some reason, everybody went after Mitch Snow's character after all he said was, I feel like I saw Erica Kirk in the lobby, in the hotel lobby. That's all he said. Off of that, they made the entire internet find out who his ex-wife was, who his son was. Oh, he used to beat women. All of that just came from him saying, yeah, I think I saw Erica Kirk in the hotel lobby. I just wanted to give everybody a refresher on who Mitch Snow was or who Mitch Snow is. This is what Matt Walsh had to say about Mitch.
All the comments are. Now, that interview has nearly 3 million views, and all the comments that are visible, every single one of them, treats the interview like a bombshell revelation. Lord have mercy, one person writes. Nothing will be the same after this.
It was a bombshell. Mitch Snow said he was in Arizona. Again, just quick rebrief. Mitch Snow said he was in Arizona or at Fort Huachuca on some stuff that he was working on, trying to get his own paperwork and documentation. So he was doing his own thing. And he was in the hotel lobby and he seen a woman that reminded him of his ex because of how she had these striking blue eyes. The key, though, is that he had no idea who Erica Kirk was. He had no idea who anybody was. He was familiar with Charlie Kirk, like the name, but he didn't really know who Charlie Kirk was for real like that. Then he stumbles across a military operation that they interrogated him. They was trying to figure out who he was because he caught them in the act of some type of high intelligence meeting. And they interrogated him for hours, thought he was a spy, whatever, right? He's on his way home. He gets the news Charlie Kirk was killed. Thinks nothing of it. Memorial comes. He sees Erica Kirk comes on the TV and does her speech. And he says, hold on. I know that girl. I seen her in the Fort Huachuca hotel lobby. I seen her at Fort Huachuca in the hotel lobby. That is huge news. That is a bombshell because that was 1 to 2 days before Charlie Kirk was killed. And now to this day, Erica Kirk cannot provide an alibi to prove her whereabouts on those 2 days. So yeah, Matt, that's a pretty big deal to me. Maybe not to you, but to me.
Now, Mitch Snow would later claim on social media that his father was the Zodiac killer. He would also present no corroborating evidence whatsoever for his claim. The claim.
Do you see what I'm saying? I don't want to pause it this frequent, but do y'all see where this is going? What does that have to do with anything? Mitch Snow could have been crazy, completely crazy. What does that have to do with what he saw? Let's challenge what he saw. That's it. There's no reason to bring up what he tweeted, what his mama is, his baby mama. What does that have to do with what he saw? But that to me is what makes me believe Mitch. I already believe him. Like I said, we talked, genuine guy. His whole story was very sad, but I believe him already. But the second that people started going for his character, I said, oh, he's right. What he saw is real and true. Because if it wasn't, they wouldn't even work. Who's Mitch Snow? Why does Mitch Snow got y'all so pressed right now? If Erica wasn't there, she wasn't there. Ain't no reason to go on a smear campaign, which was confirmed, by the way, that Erica and Turner Point was paying people to find out who Mitch Snow is to pretty much demolish his character. Why would you do that if you're innocent? Why would you spend money, period, if you're innocent? So yeah, Matt, it was a bombshell.
That even taken at face value makes no sense. If Erica conspired with the U.S. military to kill her husband for reasons that have yet to be explained, why would she be meeting at a military base in person to discuss it? I mean, that's not how assassinations actually work in real life. And if all of the most powerful forces on earth were engaged in this kind of plot, it seems highly unlikely that they'd be so sloppy that some random guy named Mitch could blow the whole thing wide open because he just so happened to be walking by at the exact right moment.
Matt, I guarantee you don't know how every assassination plot works. If so, we would all be able to figure out every single assassination plot. So, yes, it doesn't make any sense. It's not supposed to make any sense. If you listen to Mitch's story, he explains how he was looking for a specific building for his own personal documentations that he was trying to get. So yes, it's completely possible for him to stumble across a high military type meeting and they all got paranoid and worried on who is this person that just walked in on something that is about to go down, allegedly. But I just don't like the fact how he just downplays everything. Why would, if they're doing this assassination, if they're planning some type of assassination, why would it be sloppy? I don't know, Matt. I don't know. They slipped up. That's never happened before. It does, because here we are, months later, and we still trying to figure out who actually killed Charlie Kirk. So yeah, they did slip up. They slipped up by making it public. They slipped up by not realizing that we're in 2026 with social media. They slipped up by also not putting Candace in the equation and realizing that if we do this, Charlie got a best friend that is a ride or die, and I don't know if y'all want to go that route. So yeah, they slipped up.
So this is a person who is obviously not credible, making wildly implausible claims for which he has no proof. It's hard not to conclude that this is what's fueling most of the conspiracy theories.
So again, if he has no proof, then prove that he's wrong. That's how we settle that. He's trying to say, hey, I'm just letting y'all know this is what I saw. This is like, that's it. I'm just telling y'all what I saw. And he's like, you're not credible. I don't believe you. So prove to us then, Matt, how Mitch Snow is wrong. Or are you just going to say he's wrong? Trust me, bro. And it's not saying, again, Mitch Snow could have been wrong. I don't think he is. I know he's not. Allegedly. But even if he was, again, we have to entertain the fact that he could be right because we don't have proof of Erica Kirk's alibi. And when she started lying about her alibi, it took one time. The second she lied about her alibi once, I said she was there. She was there. She was there. There's no reason to lie about an alibi. But yet Matt Walsh is talking about he's not credible. So he's just wrong. But he doesn't want to provide anything to prove that he was wrong. Are you going to provide the alibi, Matt, for Erica? Oh, let me guess. Erica doesn't owe anybody an alibi. Okay. After lying about her alibi twice, maybe 3 times, I believe. Yeah, it's owed. And don't forget, Charlie was your friend, right? So yeah, it's owed, especially when it was a public assassination. We're owed the truth.
Random people are sending in tips, making claims, and those tips and claims are taken at face value. Now, the problem is that there are a lot of people feeding information to Candace or posting it online themselves or sending it to other proponents of the conspiracy theory. And there are a lot of reasons why they might be doing that. One of the possible reasons is that
I just want y'all to hear how he breaks down. This is This is his theory, right? Listen to how he breaks down his theory on all the possibilities.
And there are a lot of reasons why they might be doing that.
Okay.
One of the possible reasons is that they are sincere, sane, honest actors earnestly trying to help crack the case and find Charlie's real killer. But that is just one possible explanation, and by far not the most likely.
Why? Is he about to provide proof and evidence on how that's not the most likely? I would hope so, right? Because we don't, nobody has the facts, right? We're doing our best. We're doing our best. But I would hope him saying that's not the most likely, that people that are providing tips to Candace, employees, former employees, I would hope him saying that it's not likely that these people are honest and just want the truth for Charlie. Matt Walsh saying that that's not likely. I hope that he's about to provide proof on why. Let's see.
That is just one possible explanation, and by far not the most likely. The other reasons why people might be sending tips to Candace or posting them online or sending them to anybody else or whatever is that they're confused and deluded, or they're trolls, or they have personal and political grudges that they're trying to settle. Candace has said many times publicly that she has informants inside TPUSA. Why might people inside TPUSA be supplying Candace with ammunition against their own organization? Are these honest crusaders for the truth? It's possible. It's also extremely possible that these are people with personal grudges and professional ambitions that they...
That's the second time doing that. I'm going to play that back. But y'all see where he's going at. This is his theory. This is how he debunks things. Yeah, I mean, that's possible, but it's not likely. I don't have proof on how it's not likely, but I can tell you what is likely. My possibility that I can throw out there, my opinion, I think that's extremely likely. And he does it again with Turning Point USA employees that are providing tips. He says, are they, do they want to get down to the truth? Are they honest people? Maybe. Or do they want to send Candace tips because they want to have some type of career advancement? Yeah, I think so. They could be crazy. I think that's more of a possibility than the other one. Everything this man's saying right now is all of his opinions. It's just opinions. He hasn't provided facts once. And again, the video is called Debunking the Erica Kirk Conspiracy Theories. So not one time do I expect you to say, I think, what it could be. I don't want to hear that. That's not the point of the video. You're supposed to be debunking things.
They've decided, extremely possible organization. Are these honest crusaders for the truth? It's possible. It's also extremely possible that these are people with personal grudges and
Prove it. Prove the personal grudges.
Professional ambitions that they've decided are served by sending Candace after their rivals within the organization.
Professional ambitions. So if you work for Turning Point and you are sharing information with Candace, right? You're the mole. If that's you, Matt Walsh is saying that you're doing it for your professional ambition, for career advancement, political rivals, even though doing that can get you fired. Just like the lady that got fired at Turning Point, and she wasn't even the mole. So why would anybody in their right mind want to be the mole? And the reason for it is because of career advancement and professional ambition. Why in the world would somebody want to do that for professional ambition? I can see why somebody would want to do it to get down to the truth. Because they loved Charlie. That was somebody they may have wanted to work for Turning Point because of Charlie Kirk. I've talked to somebody that works in Turning Point, affiliated with Turning Point. And they are very upset about everything that's going on. Not in Matt Walsh's way. In the way with us and wanting to get down to the truth, fighting for the truth. Saying that the company is different, the organization is different. I can't believe they did Charlie like that. Something ain't making sense. Something ain't right. And you're telling me a person that thinks like that, and when they find out things are off in the office because they know how things run or are ran, and they share with people because they're like, nah, something is off. Look, this is what's going on. Matt Walsh thinks they're doing it for their professional ambition. All right, buddy.
And on top of all this, there's the risk that foreign intelligence agencies are contributing to the maelstrom by feeding bad information. Now, certainly the temptation for a foreign intelligence agency to jump into the fray and foment further divisions and chaos with bad intel must be very profound. And if you think that shadowy foreign governments were involved in Charlie Kirk's assassination, despite there being no evidence to support such an idea, consider the possibility that shadowy foreign governments could also be involved in creating and fueling false theories about Charlie Kirk's assassination.
You see what he's doing, bro? He's making the argument that anything's possible. So why is the possibility that you're thinking of, why do you think that's the highest possibility when anything could be possible? Why not look at this? And it's like, bro, that's what conspiracies are for, Matt. If someone came with some proof, if someone came with some facts, we would be able to put all of this to bed. But nobody can, nor you. Talking about, nope, that's not true. There's no evidence. There's no evidence to what you're saying, Matt. At all. And it's I don't know who paid this man. And I thought this was going to be a genuine video because look at the setting. He's talking all monotone and low, trying to be all professional, respectful. I thought he was going to come with some evidence, bro, some proof to shut all the Candace Owens and fans up. Put the conspiracies to bed. Again, don't forget what the video is called. Debunking the Erica Kirk conspiracy theories. It's been 13 minutes and not one thing has been debunked. Just him being like, it's not true. They've all been saying that on Twitter, bro, that you're not saying anything different. Prove that it's not true, because every time people try to prove that it's not true, you can't. And if you're going to make a video that's called debunking basically Candace Owens, then you better come to the table with receipts and proof. Be different. You've been accusing Erica of, you've been accusing Candace of not bringing proof. Baseless theories. Well, these are baseless counters. Baseless. Oh my gosh, this video is so annoying. Let me skip a little bit because I can really dissect every little thing because, again, this video pissed me off. But let me skip a little bit. Because he says a lot of things that are just very interesting about Candace Owens, the Bride of Charlie series. Now, for the ones that don't know, Candace Owens started the Bride of Charlie series, and it is pretty much a backstory. We're getting the whole shebang on who Shalami is from start to finish. And this is from childhood all the way up to we don't know how this will end. And not one time did we, the people who watch Candace, the people who knows how this works, not one time did we expect Candace to drop episode 1 and in that episode say, here's how Erica conspired to get her husband murdered. This is how she covered it up. Not one time did we expect that. We all knew that it's just learning who this woman is because it doesn't make any sense. But our friend Matt here, he uses the Bride of Charlie as every minute of the episode, he's expecting Candace to release information on how Erica is guilty of killing Charlie Kirk. That's what he's expecting. And we'll hear a little bit of it. At
great length, has something like 10 million views. And Candace obviously thinks it's compelling as a way of suggesting that Erica had some motive to be unhappy with Charlie and to want to replace him. Quote, the life she appears to have signed up for, power couple, expanding influence, historical relevance, was collapsing into something else entirely. Now, this is not how Charlie would describe himself because he was modest, but if Charlie and Erica were not a political power couple at the time of his death, then no couple qualifies as a power couple.
I'm way ahead. Y'all probably like, bro, what is this dude talking about? That's not what you said. I know. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm still a rookie to all of this. Let me jump to my actual timestamp. My bad.
My suspicion,
Here we
someone
go.
had a friend down
This leads.
clerk.
Here we go.
Now, none of this leads anywhere. She finds a couple of clerical errors on a divorce filing involving Erica Kirk's parents, including Erica's birth date. And from that, we're supposed to conclude what exactly?
What?
Notice the way the information was framed. You're led to believe that random divorce filings and random courthouses are always perfectly correct and never modified in this fashion. But there's no proof of that. Now, if she wanted to, she could have had some kind of local expert come on and give his impression.
Y'all see how this go? Here he go, asking Candace for proof, asking Candace for more proof, when he hasn't provided proof of anything this whole episode. And here he is, the audacity to say, "Where's the proof to that, Candace? Where's the proof to that?" It's her show, bro. If you watch it, just watch it. Oh, you have been watching it. They want her to have a document, like some type of documentation, some type of proof on every single thing she says. And she usually does have it. But yet this man is sitting here for an entire hour, and not once did he say, "Yeah, this is debunked because here's the proof." Not one time.
Of these documents, somebody objective doesn't have a sort of a dog in the fight and talk about what they might mean, but that doesn't happen. And if it did, she'd likely be told that clerical errors are not unusual at all. Instead, Candace simply states that it is unusual and that you should draw some unknown conclusion from that information. Again, this is why in the legal system, irrelevant evidence is not introduced. It's not
simple. Bro, I'm so tired of him straddling the fence, bro. He continues to say about those clerical errors, it didn't even really mean that much. But even in that, he's saying, yeah, even if there was something there, which there's not, but even if there was something there, so what? Mistakes happen. Do y'all not see what I'm saying? He's riding both sides. There's not, everything he's saying is baseless. He's not standing for anything. No matter what the topic is, he's not standing 10 toes on what his perspective is, what his opinion, not even opinion. He's not standing on it and then showing the proof and facts on why he feel the way he feel about it.
A way to save time. I mean, the main reason that we exclude irrelevant evidence is that when you present a mountain of evidence, people in general want to believe that it leads somewhere. They don't want to stop and ask the question, hey, what's the point of this? Or what does this have to do with anything? Instead, they assume that the lawyers and the more knowledgeable people in the courtroom are introducing the evidence for a reason. It must prove guilt in some way, even if it's hard to see how. People draw.
I know it seems like he's not getting anywhere. But pretty much basically, I may not even need to go through all of that. Basically, he pulls up the different things about the bride of Charlie. And he's like, what does that prove? What does that prove? Again, Candace didn't bring up anything to prove that Erica Kirk was guilty of murdering her husband. When it's like, bro, not one time did she ever say that this is what this series is about. Not once. He even admits that in the video, Candace talks about Erica's family tree for 50 minutes. He says it. So it's almost like, okay, bro, so if you know that she was just talking about her family tree for 50 minutes, then why are you so mad that for the last 10 minutes, she didn't just come out and just start talking about how guilty Erica is? It's who is Shabbat Shalami? That's it. When you open up Wikipedia and you're going through the early childhood, that's the section we're in right now. We'll get to her and Charlie. We'll get there. But you see, this is why everything is disingenuous. Everything. They're not actually, looking at Candace's series, trying to figure out who is Erica Kirk. They already know who she is. It's the reason why they don't want anybody to look into her past. They're looking at every episode and say, hey, another episode went by. Candace hasn't proved anything. Look at this, baseless. wasting an hour. But it's cool. It's coming. It's coming. Now, I wanted to end this with what's... Oh, no, I don't. I'm sorry. I'm not done. I'm still yapping. Listen to what Matt Walsh says about Erica Kirk and Charlie's
grip, stability.
This is so bad. I know I'm gonna upset a lot of y'all tonight. Not that organized. All over the place. Listen, I had to build 3 things for my child today. Okay. I had to use a power drill 3 times. And it took about an hour and a half for each thing. So I'm a little mentally drained. Okay. Forgive me. That's why I'm all over the place. But that's where I'm at. Okay. Now, Matt Walsh said something very interesting to me, and I want to see if I can find it. It's about where Charlie was buried and how he feels about people asking Erica about it.
Is exceedingly uncomfortable describing Charlie's final day. Well, that again makes perfect sense to me. She's uncomfortable describing the last day that her husband was alive on this planet. I think I would be too in her shoes. And this is another common theme. Things that are perfectly understandable and normal are recast as ominous and bizarre. For example, Erica has frequently been criticized for not announcing the exact location of her husband's burial site. And the implication, again, is that she's hiding some dark secret. But the much more reasonable and plausible and totally understandable explanation is that she doesn't want leftists showing up and defacing her husband's grave, which we all know they would do. And
not one time, not once has anybody asked Erica for the specific location of where Charlie is buried. Not once. Duh, that would be very dangerous. Obviously. Not a single political figure or public figure releases their exact memorial site or burial site sometimes, but it's not common because of that. No, but nobody cares. That's private. Nobody cares about where specifically he's buried at. People just continue to ask her, what, or is Charlie buried? That's it. Because there's this speculation going on. We don't really know if he's buried or not. He had a Catholic funeral. Did he not? Is he buried? And what did Erica say in that one interview? Can I have something? Can me and my kids have one thing? One thing. Can we just keep it private? Ladies, just tell us if he's buried or not. Is he in the dirt or not? That's it. Why do they keep on doing this? Why would Erica release the exact location so they can vandalize? Nobody wants to know the exact location. We're telling you, keep that information. I don't know what it is with these people. Clearly he's been paid, but it's annoying how they operate because it truly is a psyop. It truly is a psychological operation. It makes you think that you're crazy. And some of the things that he's saying, you can tell that it's a strategy. Because he's always like, I mean, Erica Kirk is doing this and it is completely normal. It is the most common sense thing ever. I don't know why y'all don't think that way. And it's like, no. It doesn't make any sense. Don't gaslight me. They want you to believe the same movie that Erica did a film in. And ironically, she filmed it at Fort Huachuca. They want you to believe a false reality. They want you to deny the actual reality so much that you end up believing in the false reality. And that's what's going on with Matt Walsh and many others.
she doesn't want random deranged people showing up and trying to exhume his body so that they can conduct their own unofficial forensic analysis, which would also probably happen. So again, we have no evidence of any crime at all, least of all the crime of conspiring to kill her husband. But by far, the number one piece of evidence against Erica, the thing that really got the conspiracy theories rolling and which fuels them even now, is the same thing that put the Sandy Hook parents in the crosshairs. It is Erica's general demeanor in public, her facial expressions, what she wears. It's It's definitely not just Candace drawing sinister conclusions based on Erica's wardrobe and body language. It's all over the internet. It's all over the place. The Daily Mail even published this headline this week. As Erica Kirk finally comes out of hiding at the State of the Union, shock new expose plagues giggling widow who can't shake questions over her tears and those leather pants. Now, it's strange that Erica is accused of being in hiding. She's also accused of being too public, too hungry for the spotlight. So somehow she's guilty of being too visible and not visible enough at the exact same time.
I'm not even trying to hear Buddy no more. Let me just play one more thing that's going to wrap this thing up. Since Matt Walsh has clearly been paid, we've heard enough. It's been 42 minutes and he has not debunked a single thing. Very embarrassing, in my opinion. He goes in to talk about his personal relationship with Erica Kirk, and I want y'all to hear some of this.
At work, when
Connecting Erica to the crime. All of it. All of the evidence we do in scrutiny, even though all of the evidence, literally all of the evidence points to him.
What evidence? Show the class, Matt. Do you know something we don't know? But this is how you know he was paid. Anybody that says that line, paid and bought, because none of the evidence makes any sense. But somehow you have people saying all of the evidence points right at Tyler Robinson. How? The evidence doesn't even prove, the evidence doesn't even prove that he was shot with a 30-06. That's Tyler Robinson's gun. The bomb dogs not being able to find a freshly fired weapon, but somehow the FBI showing up and being able to, oh, there it is right there. The dogs must have just stepped right over it. That's evidence Matt has too, by the way. But I guess doesn't make sense to him. I don't know, man. It's the psychological operation is weighing on me because I start to really sit back and think and wonder, do these people really believe what they're saying? Like, how deep are you in the money and whatever to the point where like these people make an hour-long video not talking about nothing, but he got paid to do it though. Is Matt Walsh miserable? I don't know. I just can't believe people like this exist. Not in like a dehumanizing type way, just more so like, are you real? Nothing about the Tyler Robinson thing makes sense. Why are you sitting here trying to tell me it does? Why are you sitting here saying all the evidence is so clear that it's Tyler Robinson? Okay, so if that's the case, then just show us the autopsy then, Erica Kirk. Show us the autopsy. Because they're so afraid that it's going to be a tainted jury. They're so afraid of ruining the case. They're so afraid of that. But yet, they're in the same breath, they love to say all the evidence points right at Tyler Robinson. Okay, so show us then. Oh, we don't want to show this because the defense team is going to be able to. I thought all the evidence proved Tyler Robinson was good. Which one is it?
There is no evidence connecting Erica to the crime. All of it. All of the evidence we do have, every bit of it connects Tyler Robinson to it. And yet, for some reason, he's not the subject of public scorn.
Matt is paid.
Instead, it all goes to the widow of the man he killed. So I've laid out over these past 45 minutes or so the argument. I've made the case. I've tried to explain as thoroughly and systematically as I can why Candace's claims about Erica and insinuations about her are not based in fact. And having done that, I'd like to now, if you'll forgive me, merely as epilogue, speak on a more emotional and personal level for a moment.
Here's the part I was talking about.
I admit that I have a certain advantage when it comes to assessing Erica's actions and motives. I've spoken to her multiple times since Charlie died. You know, you don't need to know her or speak to her to understand that the accusations and insinuations against her are utterly without merit. You don't need to know her or speak to her to understand that there is no legitimate reason, no evidence to justify treating her with anything but compassion and sympathy. You don't need to know her or speak to her to understand the biblical mandate to be kind to widows. But if you did speak to her, you would see, as I have clear as day, that this woman is completely devastated, broken into 1,000 pieces by this tragedy. She is shattered. She is crushed. And now, already grief-stricken and gutted, she must deal with public scorn, mockery, and defamation unlike anything I've ever seen in my life, much less experienced myself. If you're worried that she isn't sad enough, fear not. I can report she's sad. She is very, very sad.
Let's end on that. He can finally report something. He can finally confirm and report a fact. She's sad, everyone. She is very sad. That's confirmed. That the first one in an hour. That's ridiculous, bro. Honestly, that was the most embarrassing video I've ever seen, because to title it Debunking Candace Owens, debunking the Erica Kirk conspiracies, and not once was there any debunking taking place, is embarrassing. Embarrassing. The fact that he accuses Candace and many others of having baseless conspiracies, doesn't provide any proof. Candace brings proof to the table, shows everybody text messages, threads. Oh, and then they bring up, whoa, why did you share those text messages? That was private. Why would you do that? She's already provided the proof. Erica has already acknowledged the proof that Candace has shown. Already done that. I don't know why. I don't know. These people are weird. Very. Because they know the same things we know. They know Candace brings proof. That's why we're in this entire thing to begin with. Because now we know. We've seen the text messages. We've seen all of that. We've seen what the donors have said to Charlie. We've seen the last messages that went out to Andrew Covet. We saw the I've left no choice but to abandon the pro-Israel cause. We saw that. We saw everybody on that text thread. Who provided that? Right. Right. But he makes an entire hour video of debunking Candace Owens and doesn't bring a single piece of proof to show that he debunked a theory. His entire video was just him saying, that's wrong. That's not true. That's not true. It doesn't matter how many times you say it, bro. It doesn't make it not true just because you said it's not true. And to even, I don't know. I can go all night. Y'all know that. I just can't believe. I'm happy that somebody finally came out, stepped up to the plate, and attempted to speak up on behalf of the oppositions and attempt to debunk theories and face it and say something about it. Because they've been very quiet. They've been avoiding. They've been ducking, dodging all the smoke. So I'm glad he put himself out there. But this is embarrassing. Very. Not once in an entire hour did you debunk anything. Okay, bro. I don't know what fans he had before this, but you lost credibility, bro. He went at everybody else about credibility. You lost a lot of credibility, Matt Walsh. This is terrible. But I know this is pretty long. I know I was all over the place. Forgive me. Very tired. Did a lot of building. I was Bob the Builder today. And make sure y'all hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate all the support as usual. And drop a comment and let me know what y'all think. Go watch Matt Walsh's video if you want to. Actually, don't. I take back everything I just said 2 seconds ago. Don't do it. Don't waste your time. It's terrible. And I hope y'all have a great weekend. I'll see y'all in the next one.